Hi, welcome back to Good Deeds Real Estate with a Mission. I am Nicole Quinn, sitting in for Diane Davidson today. Both of us with the Fine Homes Group, and I'm here with Bill Weidecker. You should be used to him by now. And
Hopefully.
yes. And today I think we're going to talk a little bit about first-time homebuyers, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I've always wanted to say this when the small chance that Diane is in here. She's away on assignment, as the newscasters say. Yeah, I wanted to talk today about this idea that when you're buying your first home, I remember when I bought mine a long time ago. You're overcome with this idea of I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yep.
And I was in the business. I wasn't in it for very long because it was, let me think about this, it was 1984, less than a year I'd been in the real estate business. And buying your first home, that's when you really know what the buying process is really all about. And so it occurred to me that we could talk a little bit about that today.
Yeah.
And I've got a great resource. And for those of you that are interested, all you need to do is reach out to us and we got a copy for you. But this is a really fantastic book called Your First Home. And it is unlike some of the books on buying a house. They're more skewed towards the investment side. This is actually skewed towards actually buying a home that you're going to live in and treat as your first quote-unquote home. And all the way from how do you qualify for a mortgage, how do you pick a real estate agent, what are the negotiation processes like. It's really full of information. And for me, I think you're better to kind of get a little precursor of the journey before you actually go on it, yeah?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, we put as much of the journey into our buyer agency appointments as we can, but I think there's no way that we could fit as much information as an entire book. So I would say that's probably a really handy guide for a first-time home buyer, new to the market, has no idea what they're doing. Absolutely.
Well, you were mentioning you met, I think, was it a buyer yesterday?
The other day, but yeah.
The other day. And you gave them a copy of this. And oftentimes what happens is when buyers finally decide, or when people finally decide they're going to be a buyer, they begin their search online. And they begin their search online, Nicole, searching for what? Houses. So they go on and they're looking at in Realtor.com or one of the search portals, and they're out there looking at property. And then they might see something that they go, oh my goodness, I think I'd like to take a look at this. And the process, while that seems intuitive, is actually counterintuitive. What you really want to do is talk with a professional about the journey ahead so that they can be your trail guide and say, oh, all right, here's what you're in for.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, by doing it that way, you can spend, what's a consultation take? When you sit down with a buyer, how much time?
Less than an hour usually.
So in about an hour's time, you're giving all kinds of value that can save them not only an hour, but hours and hours and months and days. It's incredible. And then the guidance, which might forever change the path that they start to move on. So I think your best first step while looking at property is to get with a professional.
Absolutely.
I think oftentimes you'll have, as a buyer, you're going to have so many questions as a result of the meeting, and it might not come up at the meeting, but it will come up during, or in many cases afterwards. Or if you're starting to go through this, just the chapter on negotiating is so helpful, even in this market when you think, I don't know if I'm going to be able to negotiate. This chapter will answer a lot of questions for you on negotiation. Isn't just always the price. And so I think this is a really good step. And it's one of those weapons that you really want to have on your side.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is a complimentary gift that we're going to give to you if, or for that matter, if you've got a family member who's contemplating their first home, please reach out to us and we can make sure that they get a copy of this. This is a new edition. It's the second edition, and it's been updated for 2022, and it's just packed with good information.
Yeah, because a lot of times, at least I notice when I sit down with someone for the first time, they may be looking at things online and they're not even looking at the right homes for them at that point because they haven't gotten in touch with a lender who could give them an idea of what their price point should be. They don't know what might be best for their needs, and it kind of all starts to come together when you speak to a professional and start going through the process with a professional. Even when you start going to see houses, the process changes, you know?
Yeah, and it's this idea of it's ready. People think, well, okay, I'm going to get ready, and then they fire, and then they realize, I didn't even look at the target. I'm just, so it comes down to having enough information so that not just you can make a decision, but that you can make a good decision.
Yeah, making a decision is easy.
Yeah, it's true. That's the easy part. It's making a good one or making the right one.
Yep.
And we'll help you there, but I often find most of the time, especially, I know when I was looking for my first home, I wish that I had a resource like this.
Yeah.
I really do. You're kind of doing it. It's a little bit groping in the dark, and I think this is going to give you the spotlight that you need to get your way through that morass of. It's like a maze, really.
Yeah, it really is. Even speaking from the opposite side, I was not a realtor when I bought my first home. And I can say for sure that I would have been lost if I hadn't had a good real estate agent, which luckily I did. He was at this office at the time, consequentially. But coincidentally, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, yeah, he worked out of here, and he was really helpful, and I feel like I would have been very lost without him.
Well, this is a gift that we have for you, so if you're looking for your first home or you know someone that is, please reach out to us here.
Yes, definitely. Anything else to add today?
I don't have anything else other than, this also talks about the pre-qualification and the mortgage process. It's very enlightening.
Okay.
And oftentimes, some buyers say, I'm not quite ready to do all of that. I'm maybe a month or year away. This is something that's really helpful because you don't have to really reach out to anybody other than us to get a copy of it. And we're happy to be involved in that process with you when you're ready. Not there's no need to rush unless you have a need to rush. So
yeah, there's no time too early to get in touch with your future agent.
That's correct.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much, and thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on your favorite podcast platform, and reach out if you would like a copy of that book. Thank you.